Hello and good morning. How is everybody? So excited. If you can't tell, I'm not at home. I am in the lovely Puerto Morelos in Mexico, and I'm hoping that the Wi-Fi is going to be good enough for me to do this class. So I'm just going to wait a few moments, let a few people jump on. So if you're new to joining in on the lives, what I do every Saturday or throughout the week leading up to a Saturday is I tend to put a poll or some sort of thing on my stories asking what you want to learn about. So I usually give the option of yoga or mobility. Hi! Look at how sunny it is here. Sorry if you're back in Canada. I get to be in this nice place to see you today. Okay, anyways. So I ask that if you want yoga or mobility, and I see what happens. And lately there's been a ton of requests for mobility, so that is what we're going to do today. And then I ask what type of mobility, because we have our whole body that we can be working on. And I got a really great request this week, and so that's what we are going to do today is wrist and hands or fingers. And I find that this is an area that tends to get forgotten about until we have some sort of injury or we're receiving some sort of pain. And I would consider over my life weak hands. I had surgery on this hand when I was 13 and never did any type of rehab or anything after that. And I've always found that like my grip strength and stuff was weaker. So today, that's what we're going to do is some wrist and hand mobility. So you need absolutely nothing. You can even sit down to start off this little journey. So let's start with taking our hands together in like a prayer position, but really separate your fingers quite a bit and do your best to get the pads of your fingers really pushed together, like at the top of your palm there. Good. Create as much force as you want by pressing your hands in together. And then we're going to begin with the index finger. See if you can keep the pad of the finger, the base of the finger together, and then separate there. And then bring it together. Now we'll move on to the middle fingers. So we want to, hair in my mouth. Separate there and keep pushing the base together. Good. And bring it together. And now we're on to the ring finger. Really separate. It might get more challenging. I know it does for me. And bring together. Hey everyone, this is joining on. And now the pinky fingers, we're doing some wrist and hand mobility. Oh, look at the difference of my right hand to my left hand. And bring it together. And now the thumbs, that should be fairly easy. And bring it together. So let's go through that again, starting with the index fingers. Separate, keep pressing the base together and pull as hard as you can. Try to get it apart. And together. And middle finger, pull. Hello, if you're just joining on, thank you so much. We're doing some wrist and hand mobility. And bring them together. And separate the ring finger. And together. And now the pinky fingers. And together. And now the thumbs. Separate those thumbs. And together. Let's do this part one more time. So starting with that index finger, the more you push your hands, so if like you lift your elbows and push together, the more force you're putting into this and you will make it a little bit more challenging. And together, and middle fingers, and together, and ring fingers, separate, 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 and together, and pinky fingers, and together, and thumbs. And together. Excellent. Open your hands like a book. Bring the backs of your hands together. Circle the fingers down towards the sternum, away from you, and then back towards each other. Do that a couple times. Just rolling those wrists out. Beautiful. Let's go the opposite way. So send the hands away from you, backs of the hands together, up. Might get some popping and cracking going along here. That is okay as long as it's not creating a pain sensation. Great, so we've got those fingers warmed up. Just so you know, you can do that with a flat surface as well. So if you had your hand like on a table and you can lift your finger up and down and up and down, really great one that you could do during work, especially if you like do a lot of typing to help strengthen in those hands. Now we're going on to our wrists. I want you to hold your elbows in, chair back, hold the elbows in. so that they're nice and tight, and try to create a pretty level surface here with your hands. And we're going to, or with your forearms, we're going to start to bring the pinky finger in towards each other and then send the thumb away from each other. And you want to do this that everything's flat, that you're not twisting at the wrist. We're just coming in and out. And going towards the thumb won't be as much as coming inwards with the pinky finger. So we're going in and then out. So we're at the beginning here of a wrist car. In and out. So we're just going through the different ranges of motion, in and out. Good. Come back to that neutral position. Now let's go through flexion and extension. And we want to try to do our best to move right at the wrist, not moving at the finger joints here. So we're pulling up. I always think about like the base of the palm lifting, and then, sorry, I can't see, it's so sunny. And then send it down. Good. And now it's the back of the hand. So let's do both hands. So we're pulling them up and then sending them down. And pulling them up, making sure that you're not moving from the elbow. Thanks if you're just joining in. We're doing a little bit of wrist and hand mobility here. Fingers going down. Let's do one more just like that. Up. And down. Excellent. Now we're going to put this together in a rotation. If you are sitting down, that is great. If not, just find a place where you can balance your elbow on and use your opposite hand to hold onto your forearm, ensuring that you're not doing any of the rotating from the elbow joint. We want the rotation to be solely at the wrist. Begin to fist your hand. Even if you had a ball, you could hold onto that ball to make sure that you're holding the fist. From here, we're going to start to send the knuckles down towards the floor. Now take the thumb out towards the side, and again, we're not rotating at the elbow. Pull the knuckles up towards the ceiling, and now send the pinky finger in towards the center. So we're creating a wrist circle, a wrist car, controlled articular rotation, down, out, and knuckles come up, trying to make the biggest circle that you can here. Down, out, and up. Let me see if I can get just a different angle. Let's reverse. So now let's go pinky finger in, down. Again, trying your best to make sure that you're not moving from the elbow, and up, and in, and down, and out. Keep squeezing the hand, and up. Let's do one more. I lost count. Down. Thanks so much for joining me. If you're just popping on, we're doing some wrist and hand mobility. You can always catch the replay if you become a VIP group member, which is totally free. You send it out in an email, and you can be part of my Instagram group. Good. Shake that hand out. Let's move on to the other side. So the other hand. Get everything nice and firm. I think you can see that. Hold on to the forearm to make sure that you're not doing any twisting or moving from there. Let's go to the thumb side first. So thumb goes out, the knuckles go down as much as you can, then pinky finger comes in, and then bring those knuckles up, creating that nice big circle. Thumb goes out, knuckles go down. Keep squeezing your fingers in, pinky finger out, and knuckles up. One more in this rotation, out. Whew. I know, it's so hard. It's so hard. It feels like it's almost impossible to move. And it doesn't matter how big it is. Just work your best in what you have right now. Good. The next time that you come around, let's come back to the center. Let's go the opposite direction. So pinky finger. Let's bring the knuckles up. Thumb goes out and down. Even when I'm at home, like I'm sweating when I'm doing this. Just the wrist. In, knuckles up, thumb out, and down. I'm getting a lot of popping and cracking along the way too. In, knuckles up, out, and down. Excellent. Just do some flashlights with those hands now. Amazing. So that's just a couple of little things that you can be working on for your fingers and your wrist strength. And this affects so much of our body. Think of the whole chain effect. So if you're doing anything with your arms, then we need to be working on strengthening here, strengthening our grip strength, or if you're typing, if you're like on your phone for work or whatever, scrolling, whatever you're doing, we want to bring some attention into this area so that we can loosen it up, build our strength, and then if you're having elbow pain, it will help with that, even in your shoulders, so that we can keep working on everything. What if you can't make a fist? Great question. So you can do it with the flat hand. So that was how we first started. So I kind of did it in stages. So you can just come down, just really trying to make sure that the fingers aren't bending. We don't want the fingers to do the motion. We want it to come in to the wrist. So you can start with like a pancake flat hand. Then you can start to try to make a fist or hold on to a ball. So if you have something that you could hold on to, that just makes sure that we're taking the focus into the wrist joint and out of other areas, because that's what happens in our body is we tend to overcompensate with other parts of our body, and then that's why we're not building the strength in the joint there. So great question. If you can't make a fist, start with that pancake flat hand. You can even do the wrist cars here. You can do the wrist cars anywhere, just making sure that you're not doing the rotation from the elbow. So if there's no more questions about that, I'm going to be signing off. You want this sent to your inbox so that you can save it for later. So go ahead and sign up for my VIP group. It's totally free. I just need your email. It's in my link in my bio, and I will put it in. That was, oh great. I'm so happy that you liked that. Yeah, I'll send this out to you so you can have an email. And if you are on the VIP list, then you can send me a DM and I'll put you right into the private Instagram group so that all of these videos are just at your fingertips, so you can have the entire library of these 10-minute videos. I will be coming on Monday through Zoom for a full 60-minute yoga flow, and then I'll be back online next Saturday for a class. So make sure you send in your requests and I will do my best to make sure that they happen. Have a great weekend. Signing off. Bye-bye.